Hey everybody, Finance Farmer. Today I'm going to show you how to sell cash secured puts in your portfolio. We're going to go over some examples, how the mechanics work, and then we're actually going to sell one together step by step. So how does selling a cash secured put work? What you're doing is you are selling a put, and you are on the writing side, the selling side here. So in exchange for you selling that put, you're going to collect some cash, some premium, on whatever stock or ETF you chose. And when you choose this, you're going to choose a strike price. And what a strike price means here in this case is what price you are willing to buy the stock at. And it's 100 shares per contract. So you sell one contract, you are obligating yourself to purchase 100 shares at whatever price you choose. So that means you're going to have to set aside cash in case that the stock falls below that strike price or right at that strike price. And there's two outcomes here. You either keep the premium or you're going to end up having to buy the stock. And hopefully, if you're buying the stock, you chose a strike price which you are comfortable with buying the shares at. So say you want to sell a cash secured put. The first thing you need to know is you're going to need to have 100x the buying power of one share uh, at the strike price that you're choosing. So let's say it's $47.50. You're going to need to have $4,750 in either cash set aside, that's the cash secured part, or your brokerage might let your portfolio itself be the collateral. And you can look at your specific portfolio brokerage to see if that's allowed. And I'm just noting that if you get assigned, it will probably take out a margin balance if you do not have the cash inside your portfolio. So I'd recommend you do a little bit of research first on how your brokerage will actually take out the cash in the case that you do get assigned. From there, when you go to sell the option, you're going to select a strike price. And this is the price where you're going to have to purchase those 100 shares at. So in this example, it's $47.50. And for that price, you're going to get $125 in cash in premium immediately. And I know it says $1.25 on the contract, but remember to multiply that by 100. And at the final screen, when you're going to execute that trade, your brokerage will probably tell you how much money you're actually getting. So you're collecting 125 bucks, and you set your strike price at 47.50. So if the shares at the expiration are higher than 47.50, you just keep the cash. And to me, this is an ideal scenario. If the shares are under 47.50 by the time the expiration of the contract comes around, you are going to get assigned on your position, which means that you are going to have to purchase those 100 shares at your strike price. And what this is going to look like is you're going to see $4,750 gone from your account, and you're going to own 100 shares. So what are the pros of doing this, and why would you do it? First of all, of course, the premium. You can collect a lot of premium, and you can kind of control your risk by setting a strike price where you want it to be. The closer it is to the money or the current price, the more premium you are going to collect. But if you chose a strike price that was pretty far down on the options chain, meaning in this case maybe $40 per share, you're not going to make much money, but the chances of the share dropping 20% in whatever time frame you have is probably a lot lower. So you can do this over and over again. And that's what I like to do. I like to consistently make a little bit of money here and there. I'm not trying to strike big every single time. In that case, you're probably going to get in trouble. The other case is if you're trying to buy 100 shares of a stock or ETF that you like and you think it's a little too expensive and you're willing to wait a little while, you can just keep selling these until it hits, you get assigned, and you have to own those shares. But if you're already planning on doing it, it's a great way to make a little bit of money along the way. And what are the risks here? Of course, you are obligating yourself to buy 100 shares of a stock. But that's pretty obvious from, what you're doing here. There has to be some give or take in the market. Nothing is free lunch. Downside risk. You're still going to end up, if you get assigned, holding 100 shares of a company or an ETF. And of course, they can go up or down. And then the last thing is your capital is being tied up. So if you chose a expiration date a month out, you're going to have that capital ready for a month, unless you're comfortable taking a margin balance, which is up to your brokerage. So that's another thing. And time in the market is the most important thing, like I've said on my other videos. So it's definitely a trade-off, but there are cases where you can make 1% or 2% per month, which is definitely going to beat the S&P 500 historically if you can do it consistently. So this is just another way to leverage your money to make money, and it's just another avenue of doing it. So I'm going to show you how to do this on your Brokerage app, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So I have Robinhood open here. I just went over to SCHD, which is a ETF that is a pretty good dividend ETF in my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm okay with owning another 100 shares. So I'm going to go to trade options. Robinhood has cash secured puts already right here, but I'm going to go to the options tree. In case you're on a different brokerage, it's going to look more similar to this. So I'm going to go to September 11th. The further out you go, the more the premium's going to be. And I'm probably going to do 33.50. So I'm saying that I'm willing to purchase another 100 shares of SCHD at 33.50. So I'm just going to click on it, and then you're going to sell. And just make sure you are selling a put if you want to do a cash secured put. I'm going to hit sell. You can do the limit price here. I'll just do 0.10. There's a small fee. Hit review, and you swipe up. And now you're done. Cash secured puts are a good way to generate premium if you're okay with purchasing 100 shares of whatever stock or ETF you like. I like using it if there's something that I really want to buy and I'm okay with waiting a little bit longer for. If you've learned something from this video, please like, please subscribe, stay happy, stay growing, and I'll see you in the next one.